Rapid VA is what VA should have been from the very beginning. Good afternoon, welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4-piece variety of Wooks Triple XL. And this is the first monitor since the Samsung G7 Odyssey that comes with a VA panel that actually works and it doesn't smear all over the place, and the price point's ridiculously aggressive. There's a couple of concessions that they had to make to get to that price point, but overall, bang for buck over here. If you're looking at like 240 Hz plus for your FPS career, this might be on your radar. It should be, at least. And with a nice little desk clamp type of mount, you will basically have like the Alienware VST here. Kind of, sort of, not sort of, but not, but anyway. Let's get straight into it with what's in the box. So inside of the package, you get a nice DisplayPort cable. It's got a little clip on it as well, so it can't fall out of the socket, which we very much appreciate. And so it's one of the things that come in your package that nobody else really does, which is quite nice. Then you get two kettle plugs, as if you needed them, but there's a 2-prong and a 3-prong South African plug, which I think will be appreciated, let's say. And then there's a little EU packet for the energy efficiency, as if we care in South Africa, because half the time we don't have power anyway. Then you obviously get what is basically, it's just a plastic stand, and then there's a plastic neck. It's all plastic, and then there's a little clipper on the back, which will help with, you know, keeping your things looking kind of neat. It does have quite a far extension in front of the monitor over here, as you can see by that. It is quite far in front of it. And then you have obviously the monitor itself. The back panel, like I said, there is a 100 by 100 VESA mount in the middle over there, which is a big plus. Then you've got the MSI logo on the top right, and this really nice mirrored strip and then brushed sort of effect on the far left. And then in the bottom left hand side over there, you will see a joystick for the OSD. The OSD is very simple, and I will say that all of the enhancement mode stuff, just turn it off. Put it in the, when you get it out of the box, it's going to be in the eco mode under the professional tab. Change that to user, put your brightness to 70, your contrast to 70, and then rather tune it in the NVIDIA control panel. The other modes, turn on the image enhancement, which I can only describe as completely ineffectual. It is horrific. Do not use that mode. Trust me, it doesn't work. It's never worked, and I think MSI should just get rid of it altogether, because it's overall kind of rubbish, to be honest. But you know what's not rubbish is the VA on this. It doesn't have the color palette that I was kind of hoping. Okay, look, at this price point, I suppose I can't be fussy on that. It's still 100% of sRGB. Adobe RGB was like 84%. I think in DCI-P3 was 80%. So good average. It is very warm on its base color palette, and I really think you should add 15% to the saturation, because then this thing pops. And at that point, it's really, really good, and you're actually going to get like a really nice general gaming experience. If you see CS side by side over there with it unsaturated and saturated, yeah, it's going to make quite a bit of difference to just have it in the saturated mode. Just leave it on that. Trust me, it's going to be way better. And in general, at 280 Hertz, it's a flipping good time. Even when you go down to like 50 frames, it was silky smooth, because it's got adaptive sync built in as well. So, it's basically just FreeSync, and it will work with NVIDIA and with AMD controllers. Even, I don't know if Intel actually has that yet, support in their driver. That's interesting. But I know for AMD and for NVIDIA, you can change the saturation, and they're still the market share leaders. Please give us that functionality on the Intel B580. Thank you, Intel, because the graphics card is flipping amazing. Just, yeah, better drive with more functions. But the screen, the basic idea here, simple as you can have it. The 1500 gold curve, I've got to say, is quite nice, and they have given it quite a lot of tilt. So if you are really, really tall, you should be able to get it head on. I would still see you get a desk clamp for it, because of the way that this sits. It is quite far in front of the monitor. So yeah, and you can't rotate it at all. So getting into like the ELD esports intimacy position right on top of the monitor, basically not possible. And then on a normal desk, like if you are a taller person, I'm actually 6 foot, by the way, this is electronically adjustable desk. I know it's very deceptive, as they say in classics, but 1500 arc curve, it is actually quite easy to get dead on as a result of that, but yeah, put it on an arm and you're going to be A for away. 280 hertz with the fastest response time, had absolutely no smear, which, like I said, is the first time since the Samsung G7 Odyssey that I've seen a screen do that. I can pick up smear on a VA from across the room normally, and this was very good. Very, very good, especially when playing Counter-Strike, Dota, that kind of game. You're going to have a good time. If you're a budding esports person and you're looking for a really high refresh rate monitor, this is for you. If you're going to be doing designs work and that kind of stuff on it, probably not the best, just because the color palette is so narrow compared to, like, obviously a 4K, you know, design type screen, which costs a lot more than this as well. The price point of, I think, what is this, 3,999, or yeah, 3,999 on the for this on Uncle Evetech is astronomically good for a 280 hertz panel. The bang for buck here cannot be understated. At the price point, I've got to give it like a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing is, I do wish that this neck was just a little bit higher. If they just made it like 5 centimeters higher, it would get a 10 out of 10. The neck is a little bit disappointing. It's a little bit kind of under spec. The ports, very good default setup. It's got two HDMI 2.0 Bs, so 4K 60 FPS. It should have the I think it's got the connectivity certification for Xbox. Just check for that on their website. I'm not sure if it actually is there, but I probably wouldn't see you take this for a console. At 280 hertz, it's completely overkill. But it's got a pass-through jack, 3.5mm over there with the the kettle plug on the far left over there. It's got really, really solid defaults. And so the overall, like I say, bang for buck over here is kind of incredible from MSI. And if this is the trajectory for rapid VA, it's way better than the first generation. I've got the C32 thing. Hold on, let me just... I got this one, this 32-inch 1440p curved monster from them, which has been our test bench screen for quite a while, and on smear, it's pretty bad. The only game that it was really, really good on was like big open world environment type of titles. Even War Thunder, there was smear and stuff, so it wasn't great with that. But like racing games, absolutely fantastic. Everybody that's used it, like, bro, well, the screen's flipping amazing for it. Perfect for a racing sim type setup. But this can do everything because of the rapid VA. It doesn't have as nice colors as that. That had way better color palette, but it cost twice what this did. So yeah, I'm kind of impressed. TLDR, it's still a big thumbs up purchase. If it's in your niche for esports specifically, exceptional. If you've already got a clamp for a monitor arm, then it's going to be like a 12 out of 10 gaming experience in general. Yeah, just turn off all the enhancement rubbish. The backlight equalizer does work very well in this, and the blue light filter as well. I've got to say, those two functions are really, really nice. And there's like an AI image enhancement mode, which kind of does its job. It auto detects how bright and dark scenes are, and it does work in some environments like Cyberpunk. It was actually quite welcome, but yeah, in general, a bit gimmicky. But the 280 hertz is really not gimmicky. Anyway, that is all I have for you on this MAG 276 CXF. Don't get, yes, I got it right. I got the stupid name conventional. One day we'll have monitors with normal names. But until then, I hope you guys stay safe, keep well. If you have enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side.